Trembling Aspen forest. Just want to do a little work to it. I want to trim it down a little bit. You know, I was thinking of letting all these really harden off just to give the whole tree vigor. But I'm seeing it's producing another, it just continues to kind of keep growing. So I am thinking of chopping some back and trying to push that growth down into these smaller sections versus being up top. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna do a little moss work and do something down with the base. Here it is, rainy day, about 10 days later. So I had actually done that forest floor and trimmed a bit, and then I didn't like it at all. So I took it all off and redid it. Moss was dying. I just didn't like how I had designed it. What had happened was also that I didn't have the bear in there, and so it just brought the eye right up to all of this green mass, right? The eye just got drawn to it. So you just saw that, and I needed to bring the eye back down, kind of create this forest landscape. So I put a little path in. You know, it's kind of almost cliche, I guess is the word, or something, right, with the bear and the path. But I feel like this design needed it, and I think it will do okay. I'd also tried to work on some depth perception. So my idea is to create layers. So one layer there, one layer in the middle, and then a back layer. And so I brought this up quite a bit to try to kind of get this back layer. Now I don't know if that's a good strategy because you can't see the back of the pot, but I feel like it adds to that levels of depth. You know, the bear's in the middle round, and then there's this foreground. So I actually took out quite a bit of soil in here, but it could use more. And then I could get this sort of depth in the design. And of course, you know, a couple small trees would be good, like a teeny little thin one here, and I don't know, maybe one up here, right? And maybe another one in the back, and that would give this real depth. So that would be ideal. I might try to find a little small one and stick it in there. Love these rocks. These are like some of my favorite rocks. They've got moss growing on them. And now that they're outside and the moss is actually growing, which is just amazing. I made that little bear. I had a one that looked like it, like a plastic one, and then I made a plasticine mold around it, and then re-cemented it. But yeah, I'm really liking how it turned out. It's kind of, the other one's like a little bit too realism. This just gives the hint of a bear almost. So it's really good. I had to cut it in half to build it, and so, you know, I can glue that and paint it over. And I've kind of tried to, you see, I've straightened that one up there with that, and brought this branch in. There was a big branch sort of like covering, I can't remember where I took it from, covering in here, but it was crossing too much. So I do need to clean this up, and it responded really well to that growth, like to that trim. So I took that section there, and this stuff just took off. Same pretty much everywhere. So it just shot out. So I'm really hopeful for this design, but you can see why you might get dieback, right? Like you have that in there, just teeny leaves, totally covered. So I think I'm gonna try to take a few more of these off to try to keep light coming down into these zones, because I need these branches to all survive. Then you have this, this is a disease, sorry, not a disease, sorry, it's a bug that comes in and it just eats the chlorophyll right off the top. Yeah, that happens to all of our aspens in this area. It's I've noticed that it's a little slower on my bonsai, which is great. But you can see one there. That's the bug, I think. Yeah, so I got him off. But yeah, there's a good example of him. See, he's just makes these tracks. So I'll spray. I'll give some sort of spray to try to get rid of it. I do kind of use my hands to kind of kill some of them, but there's no way I'm gonna get them all in. So yeah, but there's the design. Maybe a little look at the back. Thanks for watching. If anyone has any ideas, comments, please put it in the notes. I'd love to hear people, what they have to say, what they think of it. Yeah, thanks for watching.